And what is the deal with Americans losing complete trust in their government? It really is unprecedented. And if you keep letting the people down, that is what happens. They stop believing in you in record numbers. Zecco writes, how can we trust a government who picks and chooses what laws to enforce and disregards what our Constitution says? Not surprising at all. Cap tweets, punch yourself in the face if it took you this long to lose trust in the government. 1 second. Anyway, Midwest says, I haven't lost trust in the government, just the people we put in there to work it. Get them out. And should the government force Redskins owner Dan Snyder to change the team's name? Harry Reid on a Redskins rampage.
The issue regarding the name Redskins is very important to every one of those tribes. Every time they hear this name, it's a sad reminder of a long tradition of racism and bigotry. Daniel Snyder may be the last person in the world to realize this, but it's just a matter of time until he's forced to do the right thing and change the name.
You know, he helped get the U.S. Patent Office to take away all the trademarks related to the Redskins. I don't care how you feel about this issue. That's a little creepy. That's a little scary. And way beyond whether you're a Native American. Rob tweets, seriously? Doesn't Senator Reid have much more pressing matters to take care of? Very, very good point. Harvey asks, did Dan Snyder contribute to the GOP? Only thing that explains this. I do remember him inviting Harry Reid to a number of football games, and Harry used to attend. That was a couple of years ago. That was before the whole crisis. Dan writes, it's sad. Harry Reid is worried more about the Redskins than fixing the VA. Well, I think he does have his priorities screwed up. Kat writes, Neil, I think you should be forced to change your name. I'm going to, starting now, to Bill O'Reilly. But I thought better of it. Anyway, Helicopter asks, why doesn't government just change the name to Washington Handouts? The liberals will love it. That's not a bad idea. At least state the obvious. And what about Secretary of State John Kerry holding a press conference on the state of the oceans in the midst of this crisis in Iraq? I was saying all the liberals doing this, they're all like Moby Dicks. Bucco tweets, it is fitting that he's holding a conference on oceans since he is on a sinking ship. I know where you're going with that one. Rose says, Neil, oceans are so much more important than terrorists in Iraq. Oh, absolutely. You and me both. Flipper beats the whole Middle East flipping. And Don writes, with this administration, there is no crisis more important than climate change except canceling Obama's golf dates. That is a big crisis. Then there's Bonnie who writes, wow, you work with some nice-looking people. Now I know why you're always giggling. I don't giggle. Snicker, maybe. Giggle, no. Well, at least Peter's on my side. For all of Neil Cavuto's doubters, it looks like he just had his hair cut. Toupees do not grow, idiots. Touche. And finally, John writes, Neil Cavuto has not said a sensible thing in over 20 years. He still says that global warming is a hoax and really believes Calvin Coolidge was a great president. I have never mentioned Calvin Coolidge on this show or any show. Global warming, yes, because they quickly and conveniently changed that to climate change. But Calvin Coolidge, what show are you watching? And why are you watching me? I want you to leave right now. I am not going to end this show until you do. I'm waiting. He's gone? All right. I say goodbye. Calvin Coolidge says goodbye. Goodbye.